Welcome everyone to this explainer. Today, we're diving into an absolute marvel of biology. We're going to explore one of the most intricate and awe-inspiring systems inside your body, the human nervous system. And we'll be looking at some incredibly realistic images today to really get a sense of this complex internal wiring. I mean, have you ever stopped to wonder how exactly your brain tells your hand to move? Or how, the very second you step outside, you just know if the air is hot or cold? Or how about when you instinctively snap your hand away from a burning surface before you even realize what happened? Well, the answer to all of these everyday miracles is our nervous system.
Okay, let's dive right into this. Here is our map for today's anatomical tour. First, the communication network. Then, the main control center, the spinal cord pathway, the tiny wires, a rapid reflex in action, and finally, a quick quiz. Starting off with Section 1, the communication network. At its core, the nervous system is literally the body's ultimate communication and control system. It's what helps completely different parts of your body talk to each other in real time. It receives information from our surroundings, zips that data straight to the brain, and then helps our body respond. Imagine a ball is flying right toward your face. Instantly, your eyes send that visual information to your brain processes what's happening, and fires off commands telling your muscles exactly how to move to catch it or dodge it. Pretty amazing, isn't it? That brings us to Section 2, the main control center. Let's start right at the top with the incredibly complex human brain. And when you look at these highly realistic visuals, you can really appreciate just how delicate the brain is. That's exactly why it's physically protected by the hard bone of the human skull. This protective casing is absolutely vital because, well, the brain is running the entire show. Your brain controls practically everything you do. It manages our voluntary actions, the things we actively choose to do, like thinking, learning, remembering, speaking, seeing, hearing, and moving. But it also handles the automatic activities that keep us alive, without us even having to try, like our breathing and our heartbeat. It's a control center that never, ever clocks out. It's working all the time, even when we're fast asleep. And because it works so incredibly hard for us, we absolutely must take care of it, right? We do that by eating healthy, prioritizing sleep, exercising, and constantly learning new things to keep it sharp. But the brain doesn't work alone. We're now moving spatially down the body for Section 3, the spinal cord pathway. Now, what's really fascinating when you study the realistic anatomical structure here is that the spinal cord is this long, thick bundle of nervous tissue running straight down from the base of the brain. And just like the brain has the skull, the spinal cord is guarded by the bones of the vertebral column, commonly known as your backbone. You can think of the spinal cord as the biological superhighway of your body. It acts as an incredibly important pathway for all the messages traveling back and forth between the brain and the rest of your body. Without this crucial central superhighway, the control center at the top would be totally cut off from the rest of the network. Exiting that superhighway, we reach Section 4, the tiny wires reaching out to our extremities. We call these tiny wires nerves. Nerves are microscopic communication pathways woven throughout our entire body. They act just like physical electrical wires that carry messages to and from the brain and the spinal cord, keeping every single inch of you fully connected to the main grid. Let's look at a practical example. Say you reach out and touch a cold surface. The nerves right there in your skin instantly detect that temperature change. They fire off a message, sending that sensory info rushing up into your nervous system. Your brain receives the message, helps you understand that what you're feeling is cold, and decides how you should respond. It's a continuous, real-time loop. Which sets us up perfectly for Section 5, the rapid reflex. Imagine accidentally touching a hot stove. Here is what happens in the blink of an eye. Step 1, receptors detect intense heat. Step 2, nerve signals fire at lightning speed. Step 3, a quick response is produced, completely bypassing conscious thought. Step 4, muscles forcefully jerk your hand away. The whole shebang happens in a fraction of a second. So, the crucial point here is that this lightning-fast reaction isn't something you actually decide to do. It's a built-in protective mechanism called a reflex action. A quick, automatic response that the spinal cord facilitates specifically to protect our body from harm, way before the brain even has time to fully register the pain. We've covered a lot of ground on this biological tour, so let's wrap things up with Section 6, a quick quiz. First, a rapid recap. Your nervous system is your body's communication and control system. The three main parts that make this possible are the brain, your main control center, the spinal cord, the vital pathway connecting the brain and body, and the nerves, the messengers carrying signals everywhere. Together, they allow us to sense, think, move, learn, and respond.
All right, let's do a quick knowledge check. Question 1. What is the main control center of the human nervous system? The brain, that incredible organ, constantly processing our world. Question 2. What physically protects the delicate brain from the outside world? The skull, that hard bone, acts as its personal armor. And just as a quick reminder, it's the nerves that carry all those messages out from the protection of the skull and spine to the rest of the body. We've seen today how our brain, spinal cord, and nerves form an astonishingly complex communication network, made even clearer by the realistic images we explored. But it leaves me with one final thought for you to ponder. If our nervous system acts as this perfectly designed, high-speed internal wiring, what other incredibly complex, hidden biological networks are just waiting to be explored inside you? Keep learning, keep questioning, and I'll see you in the next explainer.